In a video a couple days ago, I said I wasn't the biggest fan of the gyro bomber change. I do love the gyrocopter change, but hey, maybe it's just me. Let's see if Tactical Lich can put them to better use than I was able to in that replay. Today he's got them with Gromby and some Trollhammer torpedoes along with the flame cannon and some slayers. Dwarf warriors with great weapons. He's got miners with blasting charges scattered around and some dwarf warriors up against the foul chaos dwarfs. All kinds of wolf boys here. We've got Astrachad and a front line of laborers with a second line of orc laborers. A couple of infernal ironsworn, including the ROR immortals and Hashut's dark ravagers as well. So yeah, let's see how they can do here. Initially, the gun's going to open up on my Iron Demon. Scatter guns of the bombers, firing at point-blank range. Previously would do a lot of damage because the scatter shots would basically all hit, right? But now they still do pretty good damage. I mean, that's about quarter HP in relatively short order. Some of that also coming from the Trollhammer torpedoes, of course. But yeah, pretty good stuff so far from the bombers and the blasting charges as I throw in the chaff here to help absorb some of that damage. Got some Hobgoblin Wolf Raider spears out there, just currently waiting for an opportunity to try and get in and get on this backline area. But yeah, that Iron Demon didn't really do any damage and came in and took a whole bunch of damage from the ranged fire of the dwarfs, so definitely painful. But speaking of ranged fire, the Flame Cannon, Tactical Lich, to be honest, wasn't really thinking about it. It doesn't do a great AP damage now. Well, it does okay AP damage. It's not great, but especially when you have flame resistance and 120 armor like these Infernal Ironsworn, it's going to do very little. Yeah, I mean, it's been firing a decent amount of time. I guess it's done about a quarter HP in damage, but really not super impressive. Definitely better at fighting hordes of chaff, must be said, but still. Iron Demon, despite losing so much HP, is going to come on through. We're going to see the bombers. Ooh, they're going to make a little bombing run here. Yep. Drop a nice bomb on the front line there. Those Ironsworn, they're going to make another pass. Now shooting at Astrogoth. Didn't seem to make the most contact with him, but... yeah, moving over here for some more bombing runs on the Ironsworn, the Immortals. Yeah, I think here... he kind of dropped multiple bombs in the same place in quick succession, and because the way the explosion works, like, it kind of knocks the unit models back and then doesn't hit any subsequently, so it's almost better, I think, to maybe just, like, wait 3 or 4 seconds to let the models kind of reform in between each bomb drop. Hard to say, but it doesn't, I don't know, it's hard to say if it even does as much damage as it did before from the singular bombs. I mean, obviously, each bomb individually on the 4 does quite a bit less damage, but, yeah, interesting. The Iron Demon hanging around still for some time. Hashut's Dark Ravagers also running through this back line as we activate the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders, try and run down those Trollhammer torpedoes, maybe get at that Flame Cannon crew perhaps, but some more bombs being dropped on the Ironsworn, and yeah, not the most AP damage in the world. If we take a look at the unit card, we can actually see, yeah, only 50% AP on the Gyro Bomber bombs. I don't remember what it was before. Maybe one of you guys can go on the live patch right now, post in the comments down below, what's the AP values on the Gyro Bomber bombs? Yeah, 50 explosive damage, 25 of which is explosive. Isn't a lot. It's actually not a ton, so yeah, it didn't seem to do a lot to those Infernal Ironsworn, but nonetheless, still have plenty of ammunition on the main gun, which the explosive damage seems to clear out those Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders pretty quickly. Meanwhile, we've got Astrogoth and Brombrindle, little duel of the fates here. Two white-bearded chads of their factions. Both just incredibly angry. Astrogoth unleashed a few flame storms here. Hasn't been wildly effective so far, but we'll see. The Gyro Bombers, again, used to be very good, the singular Gyro Bomber, at shooting like chariot single entities or horse single entities or infantry single entities at very close range like that, which seems like maybe less effective. I don't know. Hard to say. It was doing some damage to Astrogoth, certainly, but the Trollhammer torpedoes, did they also get a rework? It does look like they also got a rework. Wow, I didn't even realize they seem to have much faster missile speed. Yeah, you don't see the little model of their little bombs, unfortunately. Maybe we can slow it down and see when they fire a few more shots here at Astrogoth, maybe? Come on, fire. Fire! I wanna look at your missiles up close. Come on. Nope, nope, there's one. Okay. Oh no, it is still a torpedo. Okay, I was going to be very sad if it wasn't like a little, you know, torpedo warhead flying through anymore, but they just fly much faster. That's actually really good. 'Cause the Trollhammer torpedoes were really good in Warhammer 2, but I feel like they didn't ever hit their stride in Warhammer 3 for whatever reason, but this replay's got me convinced. They seem to do some very solid damage, even in the short time they've been operational. Of course, it is a tough unit to keep operational, relatively speaking, but Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders get a flash bomb. They get quickly run down by Slayers and whatnot. We're going to see another Flamestorm being pulled up here. Not going to do too much damage initially. Well, pretty good on those Slayers, actually. The Infernal Ironsworn kind of run into that pocket to follow up, try and hit those Slayers. Last of the Oglacon's ammunition being used on those Slayers out there and momentary tactical reserve. But to the Ironsworn, I'm feeling very good right now. You know, since most of the bombs have been used, the Gyro Bomber's starting to run a little bit low on ammunition. I've still got quite a bit of, yeah, relatively healthy Ironsworn here. The Regiment of Renown, also the Immortals. Took a little bit of friendly fire from that Flamestorm, but also feeling relatively healthy. So Hashut Stark Ravager is doing okay. Not necessarily great on any one unit. Everything's kind of quarter or below, right? But still got most of my big tools online. It could be said of the Dwarfs as well, though. We've got Grombrindle here. The Slayer's still online. The Gyro Bomber still with some ammunition left, certainly. Let's see what he chooses to expend it on. Is there going to be one more bombing run here? Maybe? Perhaps on the Immortals? Yes. There we go. Yeah, good bombing run. Actually does some pretty solid damage. Again, not the incredible damage, but considering there's 4 of them and they've got quite a few bombs each, if you're able to use all of them like he was here, yeah, he's got one more use of the bombs there. Seems pretty effective so far. It's going to be a very close battle, though. I mean, both of us are just absolutely scrapping right now, trying to get whatever we can. I'm going to use my mobility advantage for its best effect, try and chase some of these routing units at this point. Just leave my Ironsworn to slug it out with the remaining infantry. Thankfully, Laborer is also able to overpower a few units of Dwarf Warriors there, but we've also got some Dwarfs coming back. Another Flamestorm from Astrogoth, as the Gyro Bombers use up the last of their ammunition, firing into the back of the Ironsworn. They do have one more volley of bombs, but unfortunately Tactical Lich is going to fall prey to the old-fashioned, I'm a ranged unit, but I'm out of ammunition, so I'm now going to fly into melee automatically feature that it was implemented in Total War Warhammer 3, which, I don't know, is there a setting where you can switch that off? Definitely seems like there should be, because it's going to absolutely kill this Gyro Bomber now. Not that it would have made a huge difference. That one last volley of bombs, I don't know, maybe it would have helped to finish off this Ironsworn and these Laborers. It is going to be a very close game, so in those very close games, those tiny things matter, but perhaps the Gyro Bombers will be able to come back and use their one last bombing run. We'll see. They did survive with all 4 unit models still intact, but Astrogoth going to pop his buff, still a Cascading Fire Cloak, pop his Flaming Hammer there, the Black Hammer of Hashut. So he's up to 700 weapon strength with flammable, extra damage, lots of extra weakness to fire on Grombrindle. He's going to take a couple of big hits here. Boom, another big hit there. And with that, you can see the balanced power just absolutely cascading against Order Dwarfs. The Slayers also make their final stand. Gyro Bombers trying to get into position to use their last set of bombs here. There it is. Bombs away. Does some very good damage to the Infernal Ironsworn. Maybe is it going to be enough to actually rout their leadership, in which case the Slayers will survive. We turn around to Grombrindle as well, and he's actually surviving at least temporarily. We'll get the health bars out of the way so you can see the final duel of these two. No UI. Just 2 bearded fellows slugging it out in the Badlands. Oof. You can see the Gyro Bombers charging down in the distance there and exploding on the ground as they, you know, have nothing left to do but just charge on in. Another Cascading Fire Cloak for Astrogoth. Oglacon's Wolf Boys charging in as well. And a little Flamethrower hand attack. Oof, another jump attack there. Let's get the health bars up and just check in. Oof, Grombrindle's down to 29 HP, so there he goes. With that last fiery breath of Astrogoth. Grombrindle falls. Dwarfs are going to largely hit army losses here, except for the Slayers, of course. They'll continue fighting amidst the flaming wreckage of these gyrocopters. against the remaining Ironsworn and the Wolf Boys. Ironsworn actually gonna, what, rout here? No, they're just attacking the last Slayer, surely. Yep, there he goes. Loses his head in glorious fashion. And quite the close battle, I have to say. Ended up being quite the nail-biter then there at the end. And credit to Tactical Lich. This is a reason why I wanted to show you guys this. He was able to use the Gyro Bomber very effectively when I was not able to in the other replay. Granted, I was kind of balancing using the Bomber plus the steam gyrocopters. I do think generally the steam gyrocopters are probably going to be more cost-effective overall. Hard to say, but I mean, these guys almost 2x their value, so it's hard to argue with that, really. Tactical Lich, granted, I didn't have a lot of great tools for responding, didn't have any, like, blunderbusses or what are they, the glaives, right? The fire glaives. Granted, are those super common picks in this matchup? It's hard to say. I don't really know the meta of this matchup by any means, but the Bomber definitely seems like it maybe deserves another look from me, and definitely seems like in the right hands it can be very, very effective given the changes. So that's nice to see. The Flame Cannon, kind of a funny pick. We were having a good chuckle about it in chat, Tactical Lich and I. Yeah, definitely not something you want to bring against Chaos Dwarfs, but I don't know, actually. Maybe for clearing out all of this chaff it would be okay, but yeah, there's better options for that on the Dwarven roster. The Trollhammer Torpedoes also did alright. I was able to mostly swamp them up and take them down, but still, seems like that faster missile speed does help them just be that much, a little bit more effective. Slayers, of course, are what they always have been. Going to continue to be a staple of Dwarf builds, even more so with the coming different types of Slayers. On my side here, yeah, Astra Chad is Chad as always, and all my RORs perform quite well. Both the Ironsworn pay out good amount of value also. Iron Demon, a little bit rough, but still get some value back, all things considered. Oglacon's Wolf Boys, yeah, almost 1,000 damage value on them is pretty good stuff. The Wolf Riders in general, kept them in tactical reserve for some time, but I think it was appropriate not to just YOLO them in and have them die. But definitely were effective in helping take down some of these ranged units. So that's it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.